Yo, what's going on YouTube? My name is Bradyoactiv and I'm here bringing you week 2 of the NPA season 3. Today, guys, we are playing the Free State Torracats and Duncan knee deep. Hopefully you guys are super excited for the match. Going into this match, I was definitely a lot more confident than I had been last week. You know, I took more time to team build, more time to prep for the match and whatnot, and just overall felt really good going into this match, guys. So this week, guys, I brought Gloria the Bruxious, Jupiter the Thunderous, Sabbath the Golurk, Gil the Ludicolo, Nigel the Pelipper, and Ginny the Delphox. You guys can see that Duncan here has Terrakion, Kartana, Alolan Muck, Lantern, Alakazam and Garchomp on his team. The biggest thing that I was worried about going into this match is Lantern. Just really wasn't quite sure how to deal with that. That thing just pivots for days, man. And the fact that it's both electric and water type was worrying. And on top of that, the thing gets access to water absorb. So, you know, if I go for a Scald, with Pelipper, if I go for freaking Hydro Pump with Ludicolo or whatever, this thing takes it, man. And that sucks, dude. So Lantern was a huge problem for my team. Truthfully, I wasn't entirely sure how to prepare for it, but I was pretty confident about the rest of what he had on his team. So let's go ahead and jump into the match here, and you guys can see what went down. Alright guys, so here we are jumping into this match, and Duncan is gonna go ahead and lead with Dwayne, his Terrakion here. I'm obviously gonna go ahead and start out with Pelipper again, just to get the reins up. And then I was hoping I had Tailwind on this Pelipper, hoping to boost the rest of my team. But when I ran a calc, I was like, oh man, I have a pretty good chance to potentially kill this thing with Scald, right? So I go ahead and click Scald. Well, this thing gets its Stealth Rocks up, which actually turned out to be a huge problem later. I don't know why in my team building I just didn't think about entry hazard for whatever freaking reason. You guys can see that I am not actually gonna KO this Terrakion, unfortunately, and this thing's gonna go ahead and take down Pelipper with a Stone Edge, which just absolutely is a bummer. But because I have the rain up, I'm like, okay, I can go ahead and switch into Gil here, and potentially either take this Terrakion down or start putting some damage on something. He's gonna actually go ahead and switch out into the Terrakion. Now I'll go for Ice Beam. I don't know why I went for Ice Beam here, guys. Ultimately, I thought, oh man, maybe it was the best move to go into. It would knock out the Terrakion, and then just about everything else that he switched into, it might do some decent damage on. I should have just clicked Giga Drain knowing that he would go ahead and switch into this thing. This thing is actually going to go ahead and click the Thunder Wave here and paralyze me, and as you guys could see earlier when I did eventually hit Giga Drain, this thing turned out to have the Grass Reduction Berry on it as well. So it didn't take as much damage as it should have. It fully parried me, so I wasn't able to get another Giga Drain off on it, unfortunately. And then it just goes ahead and takes that opportunity to Volt Switch, and he's gonna go into Alolan Muck here. So I go for Hydro Pump, and I get the hacks again, and I missed that. So there was a potential kill somewhere in there that I just didn't get the opportunity to get. And he goes ahead and takes down Ludicolo here with his Muck. So I go into Gloria here. I know this thing is pretty speedy. I can go for, you know, Aqua Jet or Waterfall and do some hefty damage on that. But he's going to, of course, go back into Lantern. It's going to have the Water Absorb, and it's going to heal itself because I went for Waterfall, thinking I could put some major damage in on Muck, which just actually sucks. So I go ahead and switch out of Gloria and go ahead and go into Jupiter the Thunderous here. And my idea here is that I can just go for U-turn and pivot into something. You know, which is exactly what I do. I'm just like, was there another thought process there? No, my idea was to go for U-turn or catch him on a Volt Switch or whatever, you know, and not take a huge amount of damage. So I go into Golurk here thinking he might Volt Switch again, knowing that I would be able to prevent that switch and hit him with something else. He goes for Ice Beam, and I just hit Earthquake here. Which he is gonna just send in Torracats and just let take this thing, because I don't think he thinks at this point, you know, Torracats at such low health that it's basically a way of free switching for him, which is actually exactly what he does. He just, you know, uses this Torracat and just lets it die so that he can get a free switch into Alakazam and not take any damage from it. And then he is just gonna straight up demolish Golurk here with a Shadow Ball. So we're what, 3 Pokemon left? We got Thundurus, Guinea, and Bruxish left, and I, like a fucking idiot, send in Thundurus and just let it die to fucking Stealth Rock, man. So then I just go into the fish. I'm like, I can hit a Crunch on this thing and maybe KO it, right? Which is what I do here. I hit Crunch. He goes for Psychic. He must have forgotten at this point, because he did message me after that Bruxish was part Psychic type and that it wasn't going to do, you know, a huge chunk of damage. This guy is running Focus Sash on an Alakazam. Who runs Focus Sash on an Alakazam? So that like totally caught me off guard. I just click Aqua Jet here, and I'm like, you know, if he doesn't switch, I get the kill. We're good. So Gloria at least gets 1 kill in on the Alakazam. He's gonna go into Kartana, the Paper Lad here. And as if we needed any reminder of how we lost last week, he goes for Swords Dance here. And to boost his attack, I go for Waterfall. The calcs actually showed that this did around 40%. I'm not sure that that looks more like 20 to me. So I'm not sure what the deal was there. I go for Aqua Jet, just, you know, at this point, I'm pretty sure that I know I've lost this match, guys. So I'm just like, I'll get a little bit of chip damage on it. That leaves us with just Ginny the Delphox here. And of course, this thing is going to take some massive damage from Stealth Rocks right now because of the fire typing. Obviously, I could click Flamethrower and knock the Katana out, which I don't think he wants to happen. So he goes here, goes back into Muck here. This thing's obviously carrying knockoff, so it's got a super effective move on us. I go for Will-O-Wisp. I think at the time I was thinking, oh, maybe if I, you know, burn it, the knockoff won't quite do as much, but not realizing that I had already taken the damage from Stealth Rocks. That it, you know, no matter what, knockoff was pretty much gonna KO us, which is exactly what happens. And unfortunately, guys, we take another 4-0 this week, which just kind of sucks. Especially knowing that, like, I had put in more preparation this week, and that I had felt far more confident about this match. It felt like a swift kick in the nuts this week, guys. Like, last week was one thing, like, I lost, it sucks, sure, but I knew that I hadn't, you know, prepared as well as I should have. This week, I actually put the work in, and I just, like, got fucking massively, like, boot to the fucking groin. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. Hopefully, you know, as always, we can come back last week, we can come back last week. We didn't go back in time. We can come back next week and hopefully put in the work, and make up for the now -8 differential we have, or not -8. What am I thinking? I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Point is, we've got 2 fucking 4-0 losses to make up for. So hopefully we can do that next week. We play Skylar and the Duke City Duplades. So hopefully you guys are excited for that match. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this match. Make sure that you check out Duncan's side of the match down below in the description. I'm sure he would really appreciate that. And until next time, guys, peace.